Hello, guys. Welcome to Sporting and Out, the number one sports station in the world. And yes, we're talking about the Nigerian Premier Football League, the NPFL. What do you think about the NPFL this season? But first of all, before we dissect, if you have not liked, shared, and subscribed, please do that now. And what do you think about the NPFL this season?
Yes, the NPFL this season has been a special season. I think it's a season where we can actually see the star quality in the Ikorodu City team. I think I can actually put a bet on them to actually be part of those people that can actually win the league this season. Although they will never admit any time to say that they are actually gunning for the league or anything. But me, I'm actually going to say that I think they are actually a special side. They are a team that I can actually say that I think they're actually doing so well that we can actually put them in that conversation of winning the league.
Yeah, Ikorodu City, former babies of the league.
Yes,
First last season, it was actually very, I think, one point that they didn't used to go to the continental position, and we saw they actually qualified to the semi-finals of the
epic.
President's FA Cup. It was just by penalties that they lost to Abakaliki, and yes, we know Ikorodu City, very good side. They've been playing spectacular football, 8 clean sheets in their past 12 games. Uh, just conceding few few um
Go.
few goals this season. I think they are doing more of on the defensive side and rather than the offensive. They're actually scoring goals as well because during their clean sheets they score a lot of goals during the clean sheets that they have. They won their last game 2 goals to zero. So it's
Yeah.
just trying to tell you that they are let's just say a high scoring team. Last season they had 60 plus goals in the league, and yes, we know what they are doing. Very good side. But one team that I'm actually not really um, happy about is the likes of Remo Stars. Remo Stars, yes, they've left the relegation zone, but they are not playing the type of football that they used to win the league. Would we say is due to the fact that they were in the uh, continental playing continental football? What do you think about Remo Stars this season?
No, no, I don't buy the idea of because of they were in the continent because Rivers United are actually still in the continent and are still playing brilliantly in the NPFL. So we can actually say that let's just scrap that. That's not really an excuse for the Remo side. For me, I actually think it's just a way of them saying uh it's someone else's time. I think this season they are just going to play not to relegate. They cannot even be in the conversation for that. I think they will still even end up in the top three or top four teams this particular season. But for now, I actually think what they are doing is actually for someone else to actually win the league. For I was about to go back to the Korodu City game and talking about them actually not starting well this season because we're comparing it to the start of our of Coach Awero last season at the beginning of the season where they drew 3 games back to back 2-0, 2-0, 2 goalless draws, and a 1-1 draw against Eimba. So and before they started picking up the wins, and now they are actually on 20 points. So we can actually say that the Ikorodu side started slow, but now they're actually picking up form and actually going ahead in that particular.
Yeah, so we'll be giving you the results for match day 12, and it started with on Saturday, November 8th, 2025, with the matchup between Castina United and Barrow, which ended 1-1. Something happened during that game, and it was actually when the equalizer of Barrow actually came in. There were a lot of speculations, a lot of news that the fans of some of the fans of Castina United were throwing objects onto the pitch, which actually hit
Yeah, I think
hit a player, Nana Abraham,
and injured
and
him.
injured him. But the he has actually Barrow team has actually done an interview and
Yeah,
said that because there were some news that were going around, but the NPFL has actually debunked that news and actually said that Nana Abraham, though he was injured during that matchup, but he's all right and he's going to be probably fit to go back to training on Wednesday.
yeah,
And I actually saw another interview he did. It was actually looking all right. To It was just a few plasters that were on his face,
Yeah.
and I think he will
Yeah,
be returning to the pitch.
regardless of the them coming out to actually debunk or say a lot in the media, I actually say it's actually a very bad thing for a club to actually have fans that are actually violent.
Yeah,
You should never resort to violence in any way. This our sport channel actually condemns anything about violence in
violence.
the league.
Yes,
We actually stand against anything called violence because it's not. We are trying to rebuild the league, and we can't keep hearing this week in week out from mostly the Kano side. No,
the northern.
the
Yes,
northern side, not to shame any tribe or anything, but we actually need to actually educate the fans because in Kano as well, this particular season, we saw what happened, and they were actually slammed with a 10 million fine, and now we are seeing another fine for another side, which is Katsina United.
yeah.
The same Katsina United that they sent Kano Pillars to actually start playing their home games at. That's actually the same team that's actually committing this same type of offense.
And let me just brief you some of the fines. They were fined 9 million naira in cash. Part of the payments will be paid
To the
to the
player,
player
to the injured player.
who got injured, and also the club. It's just a way to actually send. We're just sending a message to the teams that try to
Educate,
educate your fans. If you
educate
We
them.
always say something. I always say something that there should actually be a rule book. Before you enter the pitch, you read it. If you violate those rules, you get arrested. And if you are being prosecuted for 6 months for doing such, you will definitely know that yes, you were at fault. They should put a time frame or imprisonment
Yes,
for people that actually do this, because
and
these
ban from
players
the
are playing.
stadiums. Ban from the stadium.
They get banned from those stadiums, stay 6 months in prison, and we will know that yes, it's actually
Illegal to
it's
throw
illegal
objects.
to throw different objects on the pitch. It's actually
Because only the clubs can't keep taking the fall for this. The perpetrators, those who
should
do this,
actually
should actually take some steps. They should actually take some steps. Get these people and get them out of the system of the football system. This is not what we want to be seeing for the NPFL. How many times have we heard this kind of thing happen in Europe?
for further punishment was the Castina side will playing their home games
In
at
just
in Jos, and also it will be behind closed doors. So there won't be fans in the game. They won't sell tickets for fans. They will just have probably media to cover those games. It's just going to show them that the NPFL is not playing,
Yes,
and the
disciplinary actions
discipline
already taking place.
already
Yes.
taken. And the I think the NPFL has actually tried their best. We have been seeing the punishments have been really
Yeah.
tough, and them not losing points, I think, is due to the fact that the game was actually restarted, and it was brought to normalcy
Yes.
towards the end of the game. And I think that's a very good, um,
Yeah.
uh, a fair option to actually give a team like that. And
I wanted to mention that in order for me not to look like I'm actually talking about that is the North that is actually happened to.
this happened to
It
Shooting
happened to
Stars.
Shooting Stars last season, and Shooting Stars is from Ibadan. That's how to show you that this disciplinary action actually follows through around everywhere, and we know that this particular thing always happen in different stadiums.
Yes,
So we should actually both
that's
the
why
or
that's why
every
if
part of the country should actually educate their fans.
That's why if you notice, I'm not to brag about Lagos. In the Lagos stadiums, they are always saying it. You don't throw objects on
Don't get into the
don't get
pitch.
into the pitch. Don't throw objects on the pitch. Stay sane. The fans should actually be orderly. They are always saying it every time. So it's just trying to tell you that it's not just when it comes to elections that we should be doing education. We should also educate in the sports sector. And I think these different teams should actually have probably a media day to actually sensitize
The
the
fans.
fans and tell them about this is what we want to our
Yeah.
team, this is what we
When
don't want.
they should tell them that we know that you actually love the team. Yes. If we lose a point, it's not actually good. But this is not something that should be done. Barawa FC, Katsina United are not a new side in the
The
league, and
NPFL.
we know that Barawa FC are a new side. So imagine welcoming a side that's it was a Northern Derby, welcoming your fellow Northern Derby for
With
a
fight.
with fight. That's not actually nice.
The next games was on Sunday, the night of November 2025, and that started with Enugu Rangers defeated Shooting Stars of Ibadan 1 goal to 0. Wiki Tourists defeated Niger Tornadoes 1 goal to 0. Abia Warriors held Eimba on a 0-0 draw. Warri Wolves were defeated at home by Ikorodu City 2 goals to 0. Nasarawa United held Kwara United on a 1-1 draw. Kano Pillars held Bayelsa United on a 0-0 draw. On Monday, the 10th of November 2025, Remo Stars defeated El Kanemi Warriors 2 goals to 1. Plateau United defeated Bendel Insurance 1 goal to 0. And Kun Califat were defeated at home by Rivers United 1 goal to 0. What do you think about because we there was an interview where the Kun Califat coach
Yeah.
actually said that they would defeat Rivers
Rangers.
United.
Enugu
Rivers
Rangers.
United are not a really they are not afraid of Rivers United. What do you think about that dynamic?
Yeah, you don't expect a coach to actually go on a press conference and say that his team is going to lose. Even a person that knows he's going to be beaten will actually stay proud
Yes.
and stay on top and say that I'm going to win this. You can't say that, but for them, I actually expected them to actually lose that game. That was actually a loss even before it was even played because the Kun Khalifa side saw what Ikorodu City did to them in Lagos at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena. They are a good side, yes, coming into the league now this season. They are a good side too, but I don't think they can actually stand toe to toe with these big boys and big names.
Do you think Remo Stars now defeating El Kanemi
Yeah.
Warriors? Do you think they've gotten their reading back? Because we know they have a lot of outstanding games they need to use to rack up points. Do you think they can actually win those games and get to part of the top of the table?
Yes, for me, Remo Stars, we've always said it that anytime we're calling their position, that time we actually mentioned that this is not the final because they still have outstandings, and we know that once they play those outstandings, they have the chance of actually getting to at least the top five of the table. Not even because they can even get to the top four if teams begin to shake.
One team I wanted to talk about is Rivers United. Rivers United currently fourth on the table and they're on 20 points. And they have one game outstanding. If they win that game, that outstanding game, they will be top of the table because they have the goal difference. They'll be standing toe to toe with National United, and they have the goal difference.
Yeah.
And so I think Rivers United has been playing spectacular football.
Yeah.
Don't forgetting the fact that they are in the CAF Champions League. That's the biggest league in Africa. They are in the CAF Champions League. This if they actually win this CAF Champions League, they have the chance to move to the Club World Cup. So what do you think about Rivers United and their coach? That's Coach Finidi George.
Yeah.
What do you think about that dynamics of that team?
Yeah, that's why I mentioned that CAF was not an excuse for Remo Stars. We see Rivers United actually in the CAF Champions League. They qualified to the CAF Champions League, winning their two preliminary games and going into the CAF Champions League. So we can actually say that, and they are still doing a very spectacular job, showing that Coach Vinny George is actually a very brilliant coach. Was a brilliant player for the Nigerian side, and now is also a prolific player, a prolific coach for the Rivers United. We saw him do it at Eimba, that winning the league. He won the league for Eimba. That in 2022, if I can remember. They have reached their league. So we can actually say that he's actually one special coach for me. And I will actually be taking you through two things now. That's it, both the table and the next fixture. So quickly, we'll be talking about the table. I'll be breaking it down. I'll be telling you the first 10 teams and the bottom side teams. So Nasarawa United are number one with 23 points. Abia Warriors are number two with 22 points. Ikorodu City are number three with 21 points. Rivers United number four with 20 points. And we can actually say that number five, we have Warri Wolves with 18 points. Niger Tornadoes are number six with 17 points. Eimba, the Elephants, are number seven with 17 points. Power United are number eight with 17 points. And Katsina United are number nine with 17 points. Rangers International on unexpected position. They are number 10 with 16 points. And let's go to the relegation zone, like I actually mentioned. So we have number 17 is the Kun Khalifa, the new side. They are number 12 and they are enjoying that number 17th position. They have 12 points. Barawu, another new side, are enjoying the number 18th position with 10 points. And Bendel Insurance, number 19, and they are actually on 9 points. And the most unfortunate team this season, things has not just been going their way. They've been docked 3 points and 3 goals for their fans coming into invading the pitch. That's they are on 20 with 6 points. They've just recorded 6 points this season. So we'll be moving on quickly, and we just quickly want to talk about Ikorodu City. Their player was their goalkeeper. That's Michael Atata was the player of the match of that particular game and versus Warri Wolves. What do you think about that keeper? Very special keeper, Michael Atata.
Yeah, Michael Arteta, solid rock for Ikorodu City side. 8 clean sheets this season, and he has been that goalkeeper that has been solid for them. Not conceding a goal in 8 games
Yeah.
is actually a
Yeah,
spectacular work.
versus Warrior of 7 saves, crosses claimed, that's three, and he has 2 punches. It's very special performance
Very special
from
performance.
him in that particular game. But we'll be moving on to another type of news. That's the news we are going to be telling you about the games that will be happening on Sunday in the NPFL. So we are actually going to be seeing Bendel Insurance will be taking on Kano Pillars. Para will be taking on Enugu Rangers. Rivers United will be taking on Warri Wolves. Bayelsa United will play Abia Warriors. Eyimba is going to play Wiki Tourist. Ikorodu City are at home against Plateau United. Shooting Stars, that's one of the biggest matches of the week. That game is going to be between Remo Stars and Shooting Stars. I'm actually going to try to actually watch that particular game because it's going to be played at the Lekon Salami Stadium in Ibadan. The Oluyole boys will be taking on the Remo Stars. Let's just see what Ijabo can do in that particular game. If they can get a win, they can actually stand a chance. So we can actually say we see what Ijabo, that's going to be a game between Ijabo versus Aweru. So let's just see what is going to happen in that particular game. Kun Kalifat will be taking on Nasarawa United. I think if this is a bet, we actually know the sure win. So we can actually say the next game is El Kanemi Warriors versus Kwara United. Then the last game of the day. Every game is actually going to be played at the same time on the same day. That's 4 o'clock. And on Sunday, November 16th, Niger Tornadoes will be taking on Katsina United. That's Niger Tornadoes at home.
Yeah, for me about that
Shooting Stars, Remo.
that Shooting Stars versus Remo Stars, the derby of the Stars, the Western derby. It's actually a game that everybody will be looking forward to, and we want to see what's going to even happen. Uh, Remo has not been playing that type of football, but I'll be giving that game to end in a draw.
Yes.
Because no, either of those sides will want to lose that game, and Coach Arroyo is just like in last season, he was going to play Remo Stars. That's
Yes.
Coach Ogumodede's side, Remo Stars. But now he's now in a new team. That's
Yes.
Shooting Stars going
Remo.
to Remo, and Remo are away in this game. And Remo has not been performing very well away games. So I see Shooting Stars actually winning that game or drawing the game. So it's a win or draw for Shooting Stars.
Yes, how about Ikorodu City versus Plateau United? That game we're really going to watch.
That game we're going to watch it live and direct at the Onicon Stadium. So if you are close to the Onicon Stadium, that's the Mobolaji Johnson Arena. Just turn up for the boys. You can get your tickets over there and enjoy yourself. Enjoy the game. But I'll be giving Ikorodu City the win against Plateau United.
Okay, so definitely, I'm also going to be giving Ikorodu the win. But there's one game actually want to talk about. Is the game between Bender Insurance versus Kano Pillars. Do you think that Kano Pillars are going to stop their losing streak, or Bender Insurance going to take the win?
I won't say Kano Pillars are going to stop their losing streak because Bender Insurance are not a bad side. We saw there was a game they actually had a late, I think someone actually had a late goal against them during a game, and we see what they've been doing. If not for that goal that came in during
Yeah,
the 9 minutes, they would have drawn that game. And Bender Insurance, they've been performing
yeah. And
kind
Kano
of.
Pillars have not really been
They've
good
not been good
this
this
season,
season.
so I actually say Bender Insurance actually take the win.
Yeah, one thing I want to talk about Kano Pillars. Yes, they are players. I would say one problem Kano Pillars is having is the fact that some of their players are actually
Oh,
old.
yes,
We know we know some of their players. There's a player playing for them, 45 years old, but is standing toe to toe with players this season. It has actually been on my mind to say this, that
yeah,
I think Ahmed Musa needs to actually restructure that team. If
yeah.
Nigeria has a summer, a winter transfer window, they should actually be able to
Sign,
get new players,
sell and buy players.
sell and buy players that are young, that are very hungry to win the league, and probably put them still
Yeah,
in the NPFL, because I think the you can't really judge the NPFL now. It's when it comes to the half of the season. When
season,
it
yes,
comes to the second
second half of
half
season.
of the season, that's when you can actually judge a team.
Yeah, what do you think about the Niger Delta Derby that Rivers United will be taking on Warriors?
Rivers United will taking on Warriors. I think it's like I would actually give the win to Rivers United, because we know Coach Finidi George. He hasn't lost a lot of games this season, and I think he wants to be top of the table this season. If they win this game and Nasarawa United, something happens between, if Nasarawa United gets a loss in their next game, they will actually top the table even without playing
Yeah,
their outstanding
yeah,
game. So it's just going to be a roller coaster of emotions during
yeah.
that game. But I would love Coach Finidi just to do his magic and actually win the game.
Yes, definitely. I'll actually be giving Rivers United the win because I actually think they're the better side. But that's where we'll actually be drawing the curtains on this particular episode. So don't forget, you can actually use our promo code Sporting and Out to bet on one
On
expert.
experts,
Go to the website, click on register, click on referral, use our promo code
promo code
Sporting and
Sporting
Out,
Out,
SPORTINANDOUT
Sporting
Sporting and
Out.
Out, and get up to 300% bonus while using that code. So
Also, bet responsibly. If you
yeah,
are not 18,
please
please
don't
don't bet.
bet.
This advert is
It's
18
above
plus.
18 years.
Thank you guys for watching today's episode. Please
Please
like,
like,
share,
share,
and
and
subscribe.
subscribe.